Okay, imagine this. The person in charge of one of the country's biggest, most important law enforcement agencies gets hacked. We're not talking about their government computer. We're talking about their personal email. Today, we're going to break down exactly how this went down and, maybe more importantly, what it means for the rest of us. So, this whole thing kicked off on March 27th, 2026. News broke that seriously sent some shockwaves through the intelligence community. Honestly, it was the kind of revelation you just don't see coming. And here's the core of the story, the part that's just wild. The personal email account of one of the nation's top cops was completely compromised. Just think about that for a second. This wasn't some super fortified government server. It was a personal account, like the one you or I use. That creates a total security nightmare, both for intelligence and just for the person themselves. So who exactly was this high-profile target? Well, it wasn't just any official. It was the director of the FBI. Yep, the man at the center of all this is FBI Director Kash Patel. I mean, when the head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation is the one getting hacked, a pretty serious issue suddenly becomes a massive, high-stakes national security incident. It just doesn't get much bigger than that. Now, what's really interesting here is how the FBI handled it. Instead of trying to, keep it quiet, they came right out with a statement. They flat out acknowledged that malicious actors were targeting their director and said they were already working to clean up the mess. That kind of transparency is pretty rare, and it really tells you how seriously they were taking this from the get-go. So you've got to be wondering, who would be bold enough to do something like this? Well, a group calling themselves the Handala Hack Team stepped up pretty fast to take the credit. And let's be clear, this isn't just a couple of random hackers. The Handala Hack Team is believed to be based in Iran, and more importantly, they've got a track record. Targeting U.S. government officials? Well, that's kind of their thing. This attack fits their playbook perfectly. And if you want to understand just how confident these guys are, you just have to look at what they posted. They weren't hiding in the shadows. They were broadcasting their success. They put this quote right up on their website, a direct taunt saying Director Patel would now be on their list of victims. Just, wow. Okay, an attack this public, this brazen, it's going to get a massive response. So what was the actual damage here? And how did the U.S. government decide to hit back? The first order of business for the FBI was, of course, damage control. They moved super quickly to reassure everyone that, look, while the breach was absolutely real, the data that was stolen was from a personal account. They made it very clear that no government information was exposed. That was a really key distinction they had to make to stop the panic from spreading. But hey, just because no government secrets were lost doesn't mean the response was small. Not even close. The situation escalated fast, and they brought in the big guns from the Department of State, the Rewards for Justice program. And the government's response came with a very, very big number attached to it. A reward of up to $10 million. A number like that isn't just for buying information. It's a huge, flashing signal. It's meant to send a clear message and get results like yesterday. And this reward is super specific. It's for any information that leads directly to identifying the actual people in the Handala Hack Team. The announcement also made a point to mention the group's history, which basically says, we're not just responding to this one hack. We're trying to shut down this entire operation for good. So this whole saga, you've got the hack of a personal email, a public taunt from the attackers, and then a multi-million-dollar international bounty. It all boils down to one really significant and kind of unsettling question for all of us. And really, this is the main takeaway. It's simple, but it's powerful. If the personal email of the director of the FBI isn't safe, how safe are we? It's a huge reminder of just how vulnerable we all are in this super connected world, and it's definitely a question worth thinking about.